pack my bag, shrug off the rain. Scattered on the interstate, I call your name, them telephone lines, they get me down. I've been so out of touch, lost my phone, they're back in town. My mortgage due, pay back my loans, pay them by the U.S. mail, 1,000 miles from home where you should be. So wild and free, right here with me. I pull myself right out of bed. It's another Roach Motel, don't touch the bedspread. That's what you say when you come along. But now I'm looking for a laundromat in this town. I don't belong. Another dram and a drop of tears. Let's drag the Colorado up and back for all these years where you should be. So wild and free, right here with me.
Right here with me, out here on the fringe, so wild and free, just hanging by a thread. Someday I may quit my rambling around, but somehow right here with me is just the way I wanna have you now. Come on. I'll stretch the ties, them ties that bind, where they hold in double knots, but sometimes they get so tight. It's been so long since I've been gone. Yeah, I'm a blue-eyed soul, blowing in the wind, the summer home where used to be. So wild and free, right here with me. And our good time supper club friends. Good evening. Good evening.
Yeah.
Tasty.
Welcome to the Good Time Supper Club, everybody. We're the Band of Heathens. It's another Tuesday night. You know what that means. Good Time Supper Club time. Look at Jesse.
Jesse, there was a question. Is that a lingerie on your lamp?
Well, no, but who's to say?
It is his lamp.
Anything could be, I guess, if used the right way.
Looking good.
The good news is we're still getting undergarments thrown at us virtually.
Yeah.
Doing it ourselves.
It's like Delbert at Green Hall.
Yeah.
Well, how's everybody doing? How was the week for y'all? Any updates? Any exciting news? What about y'all out there in the web world too? I want to hear from everybody here. How's everybody doing?
Finch is out there in Salida. Steve Finch tuning in.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Someone
Diesel.
wants to know if Fort Worth Jimmy does the intro to Rocky Raccoon. Great question.
Wow.
I think the only appropriate answer to that is you don't know what Fort Worth Jimmy's going to do or when he's going to do it.
Yeah.
I think it'd be more appropriate to say that Paul McCartney was doing his best Fort Worth Jimmy summation on the intro of Rocky Raccoon.
Yeah.
Same levels, dude.
Well, so we keep things moving along here.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, let's do it. Do a song, Gordy.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a song here. I'm gonna do a song that I wrote for my wife. It's called it's up from the Duende record. It's called Deep is Love. You say you wanna know how deep my love is. You say you long to hear those words of mine. So I ask, how deep is the ocean? How deep is the color in your eyes? A simple glance, your eyes to mine, and I lose my breath and move in wonder. My words fall flat in all my lines, until the tide pulls me under. You say you wanna know how deep my love is. You say you long to hear those words of mine. So I ask, how deep is the ocean? How deep is the color in your eyes? So far apart, alone in need. Some hotel keys and long dropped calls. I miss my friends and my family, but I'm missing you most of all. You say you wanna know how deep my love is. You say you long to hear those words of mine. So I ask, how deep is the ocean? How deep is the color in your eyes? How deep is the color in your eyes?
Yeah.
Right.
Very nice.
Thanks.
Way to
So,
kick it off.
I just saw some people tagging some friends in their comments. That reminded me, one thing we didn't mention last week. If you guys are digging this thing, share the link, spread the love, tag your friends, send it to some people. We want to spread the love here and trying to reach as many people as possible to keep this thing going. So, yeah, let us know where you are. Tag your friends. And, yeah, thanks for being here, y'all.
This is the one time where sharing and inviting people over is not only acceptable, it's encouraged right now. You know, I know we have to be careful with some of that stuff right now, but this is not a time to be careful. Be reckless with your sharing. be reckless with inviting people in to come watch.
Why
And
don't we
hey
watch
to
this
Rusty.
stuff?
Over to their house.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's all just hit the share button. Take
Hey
care.
to Rusty and Kathy in Arizona, formerly Colorado. Love you guys. Nice to see you tonight. We'll get to a little traveling song here. This is about taking flight in a couple of different ways. This is called DC 99999. Oh, I'm in a lot of trouble. Can't find a face that knows my name. I'm just a victim in a lost dimension. Take me back from where I came. If you promise not to keep a secret, without just my tale, you know that the last train left the station about 12:15. But I would be just fine if I could stop this line. Yeah, catch a ride back home on a DC 9. Stuck inside a revelation with your revolution fought off stage. You try to balance all the weight and confusion. Enough wisdom, but not enough age. Well, I promise not to keep a secret, 'cause I'll just my tale. Oh, that the last train left the station about 12:15. But I would be just fine if I could stop this line. Yeah, and fly back home on a DC 9. Yeah, the last train left the station about 12:15. But I would be just fine if I could stop this line and catch a ride back home on a DC 9. I'd be just fine if I could stop this line. Yeah, and fly back home on a DC 9. Fly back home on a DC 9. Just to fly back home on a DC 9.
Oh, yeah. Ed, we got a comment there. There was a Carrie who's watching, and she used to fly DC-9s, she said. So
Yeah, cool.
cool.
Never been on one of those.
Yeah.
Well, not literally at least.
Well, getting to that time, I think.
Hmm. hate.
Making your way in the world today sure can be a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? I know I would.
Wow. Trevor, as always, just hits me right here, you know?
What's that you got in front of you, Jesse?
Well, I don't know if you can see or not, but I got all the proper accoutrement to make a good Aperol spritz. If there's one thing that's real nice on a nice sunny day, we're coming up into summer, it's going to get hot. It's going to get real hot and real muggy around for some people. And this is about as good of a drink as you could possibly have. So, let's go ahead and make one because I'm getting real thirsty over here. We're going to start with some ice cubes. I'm going to go ahead and get 4 here. Don't worry, I sanitized my hands. I'm all clean over here. We'll go ahead with 3. This here is just the basic Aperol. It's an aperitif, you know. It's a bitter apple liqueur. I don't know many like it. You know, it's kind of the one. That's why the drink is what it is, an Aperol spritz. It doesn't get any better than this. We're gonna go ahead and give ourselves a good little pour there. Next, I'm gonna add some Italian Prosecco. That's the the origin of this. You can use any sparkling wine, but we're gonna stick with the Prosecco and keep it tradish. Give ourselves a good little pour there with that. And lastly, almost lastly, we're gonna top ourselves off with just a little bit of plain sparkling water at top. I'm gonna drop in just a good clean orange slice. And right there, you got yourself a real good, tasty, refreshing drink. Although it is rainy and kind of crappy weather here in Nashville, I'm going to pretend that I'm in somewhere on the countryside in Germany or France and drinking a nice Aperol Spritz with all my good time supper club buddies. Because, you know, it doesn't get much better than that. I'm going to be drinking this over here, and I'm going to send it over to Gordy so that he can keep it going with some good music.
Yeah.
You guys, in just
Thanks,
a little
Jesse.
while. Cheers, everybody.
Man,
Cheers.
What does
There you go.
accoutrement mean?
cheers to that.
Mm.
Woo. Yeah.
Our last Europe run, we were hitting the Aperol Spritz pretty hard.
Yeah.
Man, it just
Early
doesn't
and
get
often.
much better, I don't think. I really don't think. They know how to make them over there. Any country you go to, they know how to make them.
They're not messing around.
They're not messing around.
Hey, I see a bunch of people in the comments saying they're joining us from Hayes Carl's live stream. Looks like Hayes may have sent some people over here. Welcome everybody. If you're joining us from
Yeah,
Hayes live
Hayes.
stream,
All right.
we love Hayes. We just ran into Hayes on the old Instagram live, and he does a live stream every Tuesday night as well, about an hour before ours. So if you don't know about Hayes Carl's live stream, check it out. He's one of our favorite songwriters. We've done a bunch of fun touring with Hayes, and rumor has it, Hayes may be. Every week we try to have kind of a special surprise. This week we have a little surprise coming later, but next week Hayes might be joining us as a special guest here on the Good Time Supper Club. So we're gonna try to make that happen. Thank you, Hayes, and he's
Really
awesome.
hope that works out.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's going to work out. He said he was going to do it on Instagram Live. You can't.
That's like
you
a
can't-
contract.
Yeah, you can't renege on that. That's not.
Can't go back on that.
Not yeah, you can't. I mean, he's stuck. I mean, and quite honestly, I mean, I'm waiting for him to invite us on his show too, all of us. So we'll just see how that plays out.
Oh man,
We'll bring the Aperol Spritzes.
Hayes,
Yeah.
we love you. You're the greatest. You guys should go watch Hayes' show too for sure. Check it out. Support his stuff.
all right. I'm gonna dive in from another song. This is from our Sunday morning record album. We don't play it live a ton that much anymore. We need to probably bring it back. Our live stream video begins with a live version of this. It's called "Girl with Indigo Eyes." Keep the whistling theme going. The strangest thing, how the days go by in the arms of the girl with the indigo eyes. You'll find she'll make you lose your mind in the arms of the girl with the indigo eyes. I dream of a dream on the tip of my tongue, of spokes and the wheels and the webs we've spun. Looking too close, she turned me to stone. So neither one said what the other one hoped. The wind was sweet, her kiss so dry, but the wine was bad by the time we tried. The reds were drawn, the whites did fly, but the wine filled up in her indigo eyes. I dream of a dream on the tip of my tongue, of spokes and the wheels and the webs we spun. Turning her eyes, she looked pretty stoned. So neither one said what the other one hoped. Turning her eyes, she looked pretty stoned. The indigo eyes told me all I could know.
Yeah.
Love that jam.
Real nice. Well, I know what's happening now. You don't yet, but I do. Oh, before I do that, I meant to say two things. Wanted to remind you guys to share the show again if you like what you're hearing. And also, we'd be remiss not to mention that it's Hayes and Allison Moore's 1-year anniversary. So happy anniversary, y'all. Love both of them. And look forward to seeing them both in person sometime soon.
Y'all were at the wedding, right, Ed? You and Gordy, did you go?
It was a lovely time.
Yes.
Quite a good time. Had a lot of fun. Good people. Real good people. Love them both. I love this guy I'm sending it to next in Los Angeles, California. His name's Richard Millsap, but for this part of the show, we know him as Vinyl Richie. I'm going to play you a little clue about the album he's going to be talking about tonight and see if you can figure it out before it gets to him.
That was lovely, Ed. Thank you.
Yeah, man.
REO Speedwagon.
You got it, Trevor. Trevor wins.
That's it. No, it is not. It is, in fact, the Rolling Stones, and that was Sweet Virginia, a track off of their 10th studio album, released on this day in 1972, Exile on Main Street. So, 1971 rolls around. The Stones haven't toured in a couple of years. They've been recording and putting out records, and all the while, not paying their taxes. They owed a very nice sum to the British government, and so they made like any good rock and roll band and retreated to France. Pretty terrible situation there. So they had tracks left over from the sessions for the previous record, Sticky Fingers, that they had recorded at Olympic Studios and at Mick Jagger's home, where they had a mobile recording studio set up. After they arrived in France, they had been keeping an eye out for a proper studio to finish tracking for their new record, but they weren't coming across anything they felt was suitable. So they brought the mobile rig that they had used down to France, and they set up shop to record in the basement of a 19th century villa called Nelcott that Keith was renting in the south of France. The villa had once been a Gestapo headquarters during the Nazi occupation of France. When Keith first arrived at Nelcott, he said that the floor vents throughout the home had swastika emblems on them. So that was a bit of remaining history from then. So the idea for the mobile recording rig had come about in 1968 through the band's frustration of the 9-to-5 working hours situation of the traditional recording studio. And I think we can relate to that. Sometimes it's nice to have that, but to have those strict hours, it'd kind of be a drag if you get hooked on something and you want to explore some ideas. So they wanted more freedom and convenient accessibility. The rig was set up with the help of Glenn Johns and others, and it was parked at Mick's house for the Sticky Fingers sessions. Later on, the tracks from Led Zeppelin 3 and 4 were recorded with this setup. And a funny story about the rig, one fateful evening, it was set up at a casino, next to a casino in Montreux, Switzerland, where Deep Purple were using it for a new album they were working on. The story goes that the casino was set ablaze during a Frank Zappa concert. Don't know how. But the rig, since it was next to the casino, actually caught fire. It wasn't completely destroyed, but it caught fire, and that was inspiration for Deep Purple's song Smoke on the Water. Little tidbit there. The rig is still around. It's actually owned by the National Music Center Museum in Calgary, so you can go visit it, which is pretty cool. So back to the sessions here. Celebrities were constantly in and out during these sessions, and they were about as frequent as the supply of drugs. Keith was infamously not around a lot, mostly due to him not being able to make the walk down a flight of stairs from his bedroom to the basement where they were recording. This drew a bit of divide between the band members because Mick, Charlie, and Bill Wyman were mostly abstaining from drug use at this time. So Keith had actually cleaned up before arriving in France. He was go-karting. He was in a go-kart accident shortly after arriving in the country, and it really messed up his back. And so he was taking morphine, and then he got back onto heroin. So back to the record, we had the single off of Exile is Tumbling Dice, and it was released a month before the record came out. It was number 5 in the UK, and it hit number 7 in the US. And the record was a number 1 selling record. It was number 1 in US, UK, Belgium, a couple other countries in Europe, I think. But it was a success, and it had really moderate reviews, some bad reviews. Rolling Stone wasn't super kind to it. That's worth reading. It's a good read. You should check that out. Success of a record. Let's get into some little details, tidbits, factoids. The original working title of the album was Tropical Disease, which was, I guess, inspired by the conditions of the basement. Apparently it was super hot, really humid, kind of murky, just gross. And the original working title for Tumbling Dice was Good Time Women. So not only was this band, they were tax exiles, but they were stealing electricity from the French government during these sessions. They had tapped into a railway that was across from Nelcott, which they used to power the studio. Just crazy. And exiles all around. As far as the record goes, really cool collage artwork, pretty iconic, you know. They had taken a bunch of band photos that ended up not being used, but the same photographer, or some of those photos are used, but the same photographer they used had this collage work of photos that he had taken from an exhibit showcasing traveling circus freaks. And in the original pressings of the record, there was a postcard sheet of photos of the band. I do not have that. I have been looking for that. Occasionally, this is a record that I've bought multiple copies of, and I haven't come across the postcards yet. But I know you can buy them on eBay for like $50, and that's no fun. So be on the lookout for that. If you're into getting this record, look out for the postcards. Amazing album. I don't like to get too much into reviewing these records because that doesn't really matter. I just think there's a lot of cool history behind this one, and check it out if you don't know it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Love that record. One of my favorites.
It's good.
It's kind of it's like one of the being the baddest rock and roll record, you know? When you want to be bad, you put on Exile on Main Street. Well, speaking of bad, we lost another one of the great rock and rollers. I mean, honestly, in my opinion, it doesn't get any more punk or rock and roll than this cat. Without him, there's no Rolling Stones, there's no Beatles, you know, there's no none of that. It was Little Richard. That's who I'm talking about. He was the man. I don't really know what else to say about him, but I loved his music. It inspired me since I was a kid. First heard him do Long Tall Sally via the Beatles on my Rock and Roll Music Volume 1 little cassette tape I used to have. It was the last song on the record, and we'd always rock out to it. Me and my sister jumping around the house. So I'm not gonna do Little Richard, but I'm gonna pay a little tribute to Little Richard. So we'll see how it goes. Here's Long Tall Sally. I'm gonna tell a man about Uncle John. He said he had the music, but he got a lot of fun now, baby. Hey, oh, baby. Woo, baby. Some fun tonight. I saw Uncle John with Long Tall Sally. He saw Mary coming in and up in the alley now, baby. Hey, oh, baby. Woo, baby. Yeah, some fun tonight. Pretty sweet, you got everything that Uncle John need, oh baby. Hey, oh baby. Woo, baby. Yeah, and it's some fun tonight. Yeah. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Have some fun tonight. Oh, everything's alright. Have some fun tonight. Have some fun. Some fun tonight. Oh, hey, we're gonna have some fun tonight. sending one out to you, little Richard.
Yeah.
Where you are singing your great songs in the great by and by, we are all sure, making heaven rocking and rolling. Well, you know, if you've been tuning in to the show the last handful of weeks, you know that every week we try to do something a little different, whether it be some culture, enhancing your cultural perspective with a little Shakespeare, inviting a great guest like Joe Pug last week, having the wonderful and talented Nikki Bloom, or me singing one of Gordy's songs, Gordy singing one of my songs. Well, we have another new wrinkle for you this week. I'm not quite sure yet what this segment should be titled. So maybe you guys and gals and whoever can chime in the comments and let us know what this section of the show should be called. Basically what it is we all collaborated on a song this week remotely. We tracked a song and we're going to share the video and the song with you right now. So let us know what you think and let us know what we should call this part of the show. Without further ado. Here's our thing.
There we go.
Yeah, that's our take on Martha and the Vandellas, Nowhere to Hide. Got to give big props to Noah Wilson on the mixing and the video editing on that track. Jesse, thanks for the great work on that, man.
It's a true pleasure to get to watch all of you guys sit in front of a camera and have all the raw footage. I promise there are many, many B-roll edits to be made.
So we had some pretty good submissions for titles of that segment. Did you guys catch any of those?
Somebody got right on it and said technical difficulties.
Yeah, I saw that.
That should be the name of the whole show.
Yeah, that is the whole show.
Screen sharing is the worst. It's more complicated than it needs to be.
That was badass. I don't know what they're talking about.
You're doing a noble job over there, Gordy.
Oh.
Don't let the bastards get you down. I think Fiona in Boulder was pretty clutch. That was the first one I saw was pre-baked BOH, and I thought that was pretty strong. I gotta say, I dug that. Fiona, well done.
Nice. Well, that was really fun. That was that's the first time we've kind of played music together in a long time, like actually playing together. Sure. We would each record a track and then send it to the next guy to add some more layers. So yeah, I wonder if y'all, should we keep it up? I don't know if it's something we should do all the time or what. It certainly was fun for us. Curious if y'all dig it. But
Aussie Traveler said we could call it Collab Heathen.
Collab
Heathen. Story.
Nice.
On the evolutionary chart, that's like the third guy over from the left.
Yeah.
Oh man. So last few weeks we've had a request for a tune that I haven't played in a while, and it's from our very first record, the first studio record, which we call the Swamp Gas album. And I wrote this song with my buddy Adam Carroll, who's one of my favorite songwriters, yeah, we were so fortunate on the record. Ray Wiley Hubbard produced it, and he called up Patty Griffin, and Patty Griffin came and sang some harmonies. So it's lots of fun. I'll do this tune now. It's called Maple Tears. Girl from Manitoba, where the wind is wild on the Hudson Bay. She could have been from Oklahoma if she didn't live so far away. Prairie girl, I read your letters as I stood by the tracks of the CPR. Every word just like a teardrop, every stain on the page, a broken heart. Maple tears in the letters she sends, red like the dirt in a Tulsa wind, sweet like cane on the Delta bed. Oh, them maple tears in the letters she sends. 10,000 barrooms, from Winnipeg on down to New Orleans, and I've seen the arms of that big old river stretching far out to the sea, of maple tears in the letter she sends, red like the dirt in a Tulsa wind, it's sweet like cane on the Delta bed. Oh, them maple tears in the letter she sent. Oh, them maple tears in the letter she sent. I met a girl from Manitoba.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Nice.
I think we have a winner on the name of the new segment, but I don't know if y'all are seeing the comments, but Kirby Lou said Band of Heathens. I thought that was pretty good.
It's pretty strong.
It's pretty strong.
It's pretty strong.
That's awesome.
Co-video was also throw up, but I just don't even like the reference COVID. But maybe co-video is creative too. Equally as creative.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to be moving on here with another tune. This is another one from the request batch that we got through the social medias this week. Thank you guys for chipping in with the songs you want to hear. It makes it fun for us. You know, it's nice to not be doing the set list sometimes. So here we go. This is one off the Duende record. And here we go.
Chose the wrong path. You see, I opened the wrong door, but I've been trying. I keep trying to make my way on back to this. The first time I saw your face and the taste when let's start over.
Well, it's that time. Here we go. All right, it's that time, the Grateful Dead Minute. This week's show comes to you from 1983, Santa Fe, New Mexico. September 10th, 1983. It's part of an amazing tour. It started the late August 21st in Palo Alto at the Frost. They went up to Seattle, to Eugene, Boise, I believe Park City, then down to Red Rocks for a couple of shows, and then 2 in Santa Fe, and then they finished here in Austin on September 13th. This show is from near the end of the tour, September 10th. And there's something really special about this audience recording. The instruments are incredibly discernible. There exists this heady atmospheric quality, and it's just special. What I just played there was a little segment from The Music Never Stopped. They opened the show with Music Never Stopped, which was pretty rare. It was a pretty popular, if you're ahead, you know they usually ended the first set with it, occasionally the second set, but as an opener it was pretty rare. And really a special sign that something magic was about to happen, and they certainly delivered that. The first set of this show is just charging with energy. Great example of that would be the Big Railroad Blues into Beat It On Down the Line in the middle of the set, which is an unusual back-to-back combo. They segued them, and it's just pop, 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 charging energy. And Jerry Garcia sounds like Jerry Reed even, or Jerry Douglas, with the serious hot licks, note perfect articulation and precision, just endless flow, and the band is just right there with them. Second set, a highlight would be definitely the playing in the band into China Doll. It's a really deep, full jam psychedelic sequence in within playing in the band, and then after China Doll, they kind of go off the edge of a cliff, and it's like a Bob and Brent led section that's really interesting that goes through drums in space. And then comes out of it into the other one, Going Down the Road Feeling Bad, One More Saturday Night, all played with unbelievable energy and execution. And then the last wrinkle in the show, they encored with Cold Rain and Snow, which was not a very popular encore. They normally would open shows with it, so it was kind of an interesting combination there, with opening with Music Never Stopped and finishing a show with Cold Rain and Snow. This is an amazing version. They're just blistering through it, but what's really cool is Phil sings. And the crowd, there's actually some footage of it on YouTube. The crowd goes crazy because Phil hadn't sung in like 8 years or something at that point. Before the hiatus in '75, he was a primary vocalist or harmony vocalist, but after the hiatus, I don't know if he had some vocal issues or something, or maybe Nikki can speak to that, I don't know. But Donna Jean did most of his parts after he came back, and he never really sang. So when he sang, the crowd just goes crazy. He hadn't seen him sing in a long time, and he's actually wore a sombrero for the whole show too, which is another interesting note. But it's an amazing show. I highly recommend checking it out. And the next night too, 9/11/83 are both killer. Awesome tour. Hope you dig it.
Yeah, thanks, Trev. Hey, I think we have a question or two here from the comments here. We have a question from Shannon. What each heathen's favorite song to perform is. Any quick answers off the top of your head?
All of them. I love playing the other Broadway.
Oh yeah.
I love playing Look at Miss Ohio. I love playing Sugar Queen. I got a lot. I like a lot of them, man.
I feel like it always changes, you know. And since we haven't been doing shows recently, I ain't got one.
Yeah. At this point, I all of them come to mind as a favorite to play. I miss it.
There's different moments in each song, like in the jam, in Look at Miss Ohio. I love the drum fill, and it reaches this peak. Ed's bringing it to the peak, and then Richie does this drum fill. It feels like it slows down time. We're all stuck in space and time for a moment, and then bam, it comes back in with all the vocals, and that's one of my favorite moments. I also love when we find cool transitions between songs that we've never done before. I love experimenting with ways to connect things and finding those new new doors. But
Yeah,
great question.
Some of the ones like You're Gonna Miss Me. I like the like mystery of what's gonna happen in that tune and some of the interlude parts, because that's awesome. That's birthed some very cool moments.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, a shout out to Trev. Steve in Dayton says anything with the Hammond organ. So there you go, Trev.
Wow.
Yeah, Trev.
That's my man right there. Thanks, bud.
I may not have a favorite song to play, but I'll tell you what is my favorite right now. And that's Rockin' Rye from Across Distilling.
Yeah.
I'm drinking it too, Rich.
Oh, just too late.
Cool.
I'm in the glass.
Oh, wait, here we go.
Yeah, there we go. Downtown Toodaloo.
Look at that beautiful label.
Delicious.
It is good. It's really good artwork.
Makes me want to send this over to Nashville here.
Yeah.
What's up, Chad?
Hey, Chad. Hey,
All right.
y'all.
Jesse Wilson, Nikki Bloom, how y'all doing?
All right.
Hey.
Doing good. We're doing good over here. We have power this week. Last week we were a little short, but this week we have all the lights on, so that's good.
You got a lot of power.
A lot of power. Much stronger this week.
Getting strong.
But we're doing good over here. You know, I'm very fortunate to be with Nikki right now. It's nice to be able to spend the quarantine with, the people you love and just getting to really have some good quality time at home amidst these weird moments. But we've been doing covers every week, and I think it's definitely about time to play one of Nikki's tunes. She put out a record last year, 2 years ago now. 2018.
Quarantine.
Yeah.
I mean, what is that?
Yeah. Well, so she put out a record that was done with Matt Rossbang in Memphis, and it's called To Rise You Gotta Fall, and it's really badass. So we're gonna do one of her tunes tonight, and I really recommend everybody go check out the record. But
Thank you. Well, if Matt is watching, I want to give a shout out to him because this was kind of a sleeper, sad song, and he pepped it up and made it fun. And thanks, Matt. I wrote it with Matt Rossbang, and he made it more fun. It's called You Can't Fool the Fool. 1, 2. I'm sick while I wait, so I'll try to concentrate on the words. The ashes and the hearts show the remnants of our world that burned. I'm willing to let you leave just a mark, 'cause a scar is forever and you ain't worth a hurt. You've been likely to lead me to thinking, but I finally remembered my word. And you can't fool the fool any longer. These eyes have seen through your disguise. Every day my heart is getting stronger, 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 and you can't fool the fool any longer. We wished for the same thing, a home and 2 golden rings. That was just the start of the end for you and me. Well, the rules haven't changed. You can't have it both ways, you see. So I'm leaving a game I never wanted to play. Nothing's worth that fortune and fame. And you can't fool the fool any longer. All these eyes, they're seeing through your disguise. Every day my heart is getting stronger, stronger, stronger,
was awesome.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Thank you for having me, you guys.
nice.
Thank you for putting on such a great show. I learned so much from Richard and from Trevor, and I don't know what Phil was doing in '87. I was 7. And I didn't know Tumbling Dice had an alternative name. And I'm so glad that it didn't, because I don't know if Linda Ronstadt would have covered it.
Yeah, right.
Had it been called
Good Time Women.
Good Time Women.
Probably not. Probably wouldn't have done that.
Well, thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah.
I really love what you're doing.
Nikki. Thanks for playing one of your tunes too. Finally, too. It's awesome to hear the mix of the covers, but also to hear your tunes he wrote with Matt. So thanks.
Thanks, Gordy, man. We
Yeah.
gotta write a song sometime.
Hey, I'm in.
Hey, that'd be a lot of fun.
Can we do like a Zoom, right?
I think we can do a Zoom.
Apparently, we can do entire
we
Zoom
have
recording
the
session.
technology.
Yeah, we just proved we can do an entire Zoom recording session. So I'm sure we can write a song too.
They're doing Zoom photo shoots and all. It's a whole new world.
Yeah. Well, speaking of the whole new world, somebody made a comment and said they came over here from Hayes Carl's live stream and just said this is their first time with a Heathens experience. Y'all in the comments, what is? Let us know. Like, so this is so weird for us. This is not anything like our live show, but it has little bits and pieces of the essence of it. But let us know in the comments, like maybe your favorite live show. What do you love about the live show? What do you miss? We miss I miss the power and those moments that happen that we don't know are going to happen. The ones where there's a bunch of tension. Could it be a train wreck? Could it be a train wreck? And then it delivers. And those are my favorite moments. But I would love to hear what you all think. And I think we're up now for another segment here called Trading Places that we've been doing on this show, the Good Time Supper Club. Ed and I do these personal concerts called the Lifeline Tour, which you can find at bandofheathens.com/book. I think there might be a couple of May dates left for the personal concerts. I'm sorry, y'all. There's some good comments going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
We do these personal shows. They've been a lot of fun, and a lot of times people will request for me to play a tune that they don't know that Ed sings that one normally, or they'll request for Ed to play a tune that I normally sing. So we've kind of been diving in, learning each other's songs. It's been really fun. That's what inspired this session. I'm going to send it over to Ed to kick us off here with Trading Places for this week.
Thank you, Gordy.
What do you got?
As Gordy mentioned, I'm going to play one of his songs right now. One that I actually had a little bit of a co-write in. This was sculpted on the east side of Austin in the house that Gordy used to live in when I first met him in Austin. This is on our first record, the Band of Heathens, produced by the great Ray Wiley Hubbard, and this is called Second Line. Always loved this tune, and I'm going to hopefully do it some justice, so here we go.
down. Toss up some cheap French wine. Pick up your feet, leave your blues fading to gray. Come on now, cut your soul loose. The second line dancing away. There's a crowd down under the window in a big parade. Yeah. They got a brass band dancing in front. Oh, umbrellas they wave. They're gonna shake it till the sun comes down. They just laid on Moses down in the ground. Come on, get yourself together. Walk yourself right out of your grave. Yeah, just call me from the second line. Well, pour us up some cheap French wine. Pick up your feet, leave your blues fading to gray. Oh, you got to rise up and put on your hair. Well, you ain't good, but you ain't that bad. The dirge is over, the band's just beginning to play. Come on now, cut your soul loose. The second line dancing away. Now cut your soul loose. The second line dancing away. Well, the second line dancing away. And the second line, the second line, the second line dancing away. Yeah, the second line dancing away. Woo!
Yeah. Nice, man. Far out. Well, that was great. Man, I love hearing Ed sing songs that I've never heard him sing before. It's inspiring. So we've been getting requests for this song all over the place. It's one of Ed's tunes. We've been playing it from the early days, the earliest days of the Band of Heathens back at Momo's on Wednesday nights. It's a song that Ed recorded on one of his solo records before the Heathens, and we put it on our first Live at Momo's record. Did it end up on the Antones? Maybe on the Live at Antones too, I think. But
Yes.
we never put it on a studio record.
It's on Live at Antone's.
Yeah. Is it
Yeah.
on Momo's too or no?
Yeah, I think so. I think we
Yeah, both
reprised
of
that one. Yeah.
Yeah. And anyway, it's called Bumblebee, and it's a great love song. We want to send this one out to our friend Cammie Britt in Carbondale, Colorado. It's her birthday tomorrow. And also to Hayes and Allison for their anniversary. I'd like to also send it out to my wife, Amber. Tomorrow is our anniversary as well. So anyway.
Happy anniversary, dude.
Oh, thanks, man. You know what's weird about my anniversary? I've been married. I got married the weekend after we taped the Live at Momo shows. And so like my marriage to my wife and to the band is roughly about the same number of years.
Well, where does your loyalty lie?
That's a good question. To my wife, of course. Sorry, guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning in, y'all. If you just got here, it's the Good Time Supper Club. Here's Bumblebee. Be a cold day in hell before I ever walked out on you, baby. There's something that you got to realize. I'm a man, and man, that's all I can do. When I come home in the morning, rest your weary head upon my shoulder. You got to realize any day this could all be over. Don't you ever wonder why we go round in circles. When we both know we could fit in a square. Oh, that ain't fair. Be the sugar in my black coffee. I'll be your bumblebee buzzing around. Be the sugar in my black coffee. I'll be your bumblebee buzzing around. If I cannot sing my song, I want you to get up and sing it for me, baby. In the times when I come undone, pick me up and put me back together again. I'll be with you in the summer and the fall. Don't you know, in the winter and springtime, the love that I have for you know is most of all. Talking about forever, baby. Don't you ever wonder why we go round in circles. We both know we could fit in a square. Oh, that ain't fair. Be the sugar in my black coffee. I'll be your bumblebee buzzing around. Be the sugar in my black coffee. I'll be your bumblebee buzzing around. Be the sugar in my black coffee. I'll be your bumblebee buzzing around. Be the sugar in my black coffee. I'll be your bumblebee buzzing around. Be the sugar in my black coffee. Be your bumblebee buzzing around. Be the sugar in my black coffee. I'll be your bumblebee buzzing around.
Yeah. Nice.
All right.
Love that.
That was fun.
Good vibes on that one.
Lindsay Nichols was watching Gordy, and she was at a show, and her husband proposed to her at the show during that song, and then they bought the recording and then used the recording for their first dance.
Wow. Was that in St. Louis? We've had a few proposals, but I feel like.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, St. Louis, 2012. Yeah.
Wow.
They then used that recording for their first dance.
Wow.
The recording from the bootleg that Joshish probably made.
Yeah.
That's
about
just
that?
happy everything, everybody, as Matt said.
Yeah.
Especially Jashish.
And I
Josh,
feel
yeah.
that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful song. We're so grateful y'all are here with us hanging out on Tuesday night. We do this every week. Good Time Supper Club. We're so grateful that people care about the music we make, and we're grateful for each other to have a band like this. I love these guys, and love getting to make music with them. And this has been fun in kind of a strange time. So we hope you guys have enjoyed this. We certainly have, and I think we're gonna do one more tune here. We're gonna send y'all off with one of our favorites, and look forward to seeing you next week. And again, we are here trying to raise money and trying to keep the band afloat. So there's PayPal and Venmo links everywhere. But again, we're appreciative of y'all, and thank you for tuning in.
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ear and I'll sing you a song. I will try not to sing out of key.
Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. I get high with a little help from my friends. Gonna try with a little help from my friends.
What do I do when our love is away? Does it worry you to be alone? How do I feel by the end of the day? Are you sad because you're on your own?
No, I get by with a little help from my friends. I get high with a little help from my friends. Gonna try with a little help from my friends. Do you need anybody? I need somebody to love. Could it be anybody? I want somebody to love.
Would you believe in a love at first sight? Yes, I'm certain that it happens all the time. What do you see when you turn out the light? I can't tell you, but I know that it's mine.
Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. I get high with a little help from my friends. I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends.
Could it be anybody? I just need someone to love. Do you need anybody? I want somebody to love. Yeah, come on.
Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends.
Oh, I'm gonna try with a little help from my friends.
Oh, I get high with a little help from my friends.
Oh, the good times with a little help from my friends.
Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. A little help from my friends in the good time supper club Tuesday night.
Yeah. Thank y'all so much. Yeah.
Cheers, y'all.
Thanks, y'all.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks for coming out. We're the Band of Heathens. What a place. This is our first time here. This is a classy joint, y'all. Thanks for joining us.
I'm not running to get nowhere, kicking back just as much as I can, coming in on a wing and a prayer. I'm your last been a night.